start the daily discussion. The first topic that we'll take up today regarding Indian ocean warming and its impact. The article discusses the likely impact of increase in warming of Indian Ocean on monsoon pattern, intensity of cyclone, etc. The study predicts okay. The study predicts the impact of expected global carbon emission trend in the Indian Ocean. It highlights that the Indian Ocean has already warmed by 1.2 degrees centigrade and could further heat up to by 1.7 degrees centigrade to 3.8 degrees centigrade from 2020 to 2100 by the next millennium. Potential consequences of this warming trend in the Indian Ocean: increase in the marine heat wave. The study warns of an increase in the marine heat wave, which could rise from an average of 20 days per year to 220 to 250 days per year. Increase in thermal capacity of ocean. The ocean's heat is rising not just on the surface but also from the surface down to 200 meters below. So 200 meters below, the heat is spreading. Currently, it's increasing at a rate of 4.5 joules per decade in that depth range. It's expected to speed up by 16 to 20 joules per decade in the future, which will harm many aquatic animals. Joule is an unit of energy, and 1 joule is a billion trillion joules. Impact of biodiversity. This prolonged heating could lead to a near permanent heat wave state in the tropical Indian Ocean, causing coral bleaching and harming the fishery sector. How does the warming of the Indian Ocean impact mainland? The warming of the Indian Ocean can lead to an increase in severe cyclone and make the monsoon more erratic. This could result in longer period of drought followed by intense rainfall and flooding on the mainland. This is the situation. There will be dry spell and followed by heavy rainfall that will lead to flooding. Okay, so how does this warming of Indian Ocean? So this could result in longer periods of drought followed by intense rainfall and flooding on the mainland. Limitation of current global commitment to reduce greenhouse gas emission pose in addressing the warming of the Indian Ocean. The current global commitment to reduce greenhouse gas emission may not be able to significantly mitigate the warming of the Indian Ocean. This is because, unlike land and ocean, respond more slowly to changes in external inputs, thus making it challenging to reverse the warming trend. Way forward, India should partner with neighboring countries to gather more data, which is currently lacking compared to the Pacific. This data will help make better prediction and guide efforts to protect people and the infrastructure. Issues associated with rising sugar content in the food item. The next topic. The article discusses how rising health awareness in India is leading The article discusses how rising health awareness in India is leading to a decrease in sugar consumption, affecting companies that produce sugary food and drinks. It highlights controversy and changes in product labeling and advertising regarding their health implications. So, how are companies responding? Reducing sugar content. Companies are actively reducing sugar in their product. For example, the Mondelez reduced added sugar in Bonvita by 14.4% and introduced a variant with 50% less sugar. Similarly, Nestle India reported reduction of added sugar by up to 30% across various products over 5 years. Rebranding products, Hindustan Unilever renamed its health food drinks category to functional nutritional drinks, moving brands like Horlicks and Boost under the new label to better reflect their nutritional profile and align with consumer health consciousness. Avoiding sugar. What controversy have arisen? Bonvita's marketing controversy. Bonvita faced criticism when a social media influencer questioned its classification as a health drink due to its high sugar content. This led to regulatory action. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry directing e-commerce platform to remove such products from their health drink category. Nestle sugar addiction in infant food, public eye. An NGO accused Nestle of adding sugar and honey to its infant milk and cereal products. Okay, but legal policy and changes are being considered. Front of pack nutrition labeling. The Food Safety and Standard Authority of India (FASI) is contemplating the introduction of front of the pack nutrition label. This change aims to help consumer make more informed choices by clearly displaying nutritional information on product packages. Indian Nutrition Rating System in September 2022, FASI proposed an Indian Nutrition Rating System, a star rating method to access the nutritional profile of packaged foods. This system could rate items from up to half a star to 5 stars, providing a quick and understandable assessment of food quality. Okay, so Indian Nutrition Rating System in September 2022 has proposed an Indian Nutrition Rating System, a star rating method to assess the nutritional profile of packaged foods. This system could rate item from half a star to 5 stars, providing a quick and understandable assessment of the food quality. Public policy education in India is another topic in governance. Just 2. The article discusses the need for improved public policy education in India. It suggests making these programs more practical, relevant, and accessible to all students and professionals. This could help future leaders better address India's social and economic challenges. Current state of public policy education in India. Public policy education in India is primarily offered through postgraduate degree program. Okay, these programs often rely heavily on Western theoretical framework and case studies. Okay, these programs often rely heavily on Western methodological framework and case studies. There is a lack of course on the unique social, cultural, and political dynamics of India. The current educational approach does not effectively prepare students for the real-world complexities that policymakers in India face. Rather, it is more theoretical and case study, but not as per the reality of the day. Okay, so there is a lack of focus on the unique social, cultural, and political dynamics of India. The current educational approach does not effectively prepare students for the real world complexity that the policymakers in India really face. Education is typically isolated from a practical scenario, limiting students' ability to apply learned concept directly to Indian policy changes than learning from the reality. Benefit of improve public policy in education. Enhanced public policy education can create more informed and engaged citizens who are better equipped to participate in policy making process. A broader understanding of policy challenges among various professional sectors can lead to more effective decision making and service delivery. Entrepreneurs with policy knowledge can better navigate regulatory landscapes, promoting innovation and growth in the startup ecosystem. Cross-disciplinary education can produce a generation of problem solvers who understand complex societal issues and contribute to effective solution of the complex issues. Okay. So, most pressing challenges. Way forward, integrate public policy education into undergraduate and postgraduate curriculum across various disciplines to provide a fundamental foundational understanding of public policy impact. Develop executive program targeted at professionals in fields such as urban planning, healthcare, and education to improve their policy related decision making skill because they are at the decision making level, so their skill will definitely help them in better decision making. Okay, because they are the person who take decision on behalf of the society. Include public policy course and entrepreneur program to help business founders understand and navigate regulations effectively. Implement innovation educational format like im- improvised travel program, hybrid model, and intensive summer schools to offer hands-on experience and facilitate cross-disciplinary learning. Foster collaborations between students, policymakers, civil society leaders, and academics to enhance practical understanding and networking. Fluctuation in global trade and India's export performance. Next topic in economic growth and development, because global trade is fluctuating. Okay, the article discusses the fluctuations in global trade and focuses on India's export performance. It covers India's struggle and improvement in export numbers and impact of declining commodity prices and specific sectors showing growth. According to the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, the value of global mercantile trade has been decreasing, falling by 4.6% in 2023. However, the first quarter of 24 showed some signs of recovery in the global trade. The geopolitical tensions of the conflict in Europe that began in February 2022 caused a spike in commodity price initially, but these prices have been declining more recently, further impacting global trade values. How has Indian performance performed in the exports? Okay, so Indian mercantile export declined by 4.7% in 2023, slightly better than the average for developing Asia, which saw a 6.8% decrease. In the financial year 23-24, India exports were valued at 437.1 billion, down 1.3% from the previous year. Export of electronics surged by 24% due to incentive like the production link incentive scheme, highlighting a successful sector amid broader challenges. Excluding petroleum and gems and jewellery, core non-energy export from India saw a modest increase of 1.4%. Agricultural exports, while there are occasional ban on export like non-basmati rice and wheat, agriculture and allied sectors still showed healthy growth. Categorized like meat, poultry, spices, fruits and vegetables, and oil seeds contributed positively to export figures. Key factors affecting India's export: global economic climate, uncertainties in global economic including impact from COVID-19 and geopolitical conflict have influenced India's export dynamics. Commodity prices, lower international commodity prices have reduced the dollar value of exports. For instance, the sharp decline in crude oil price significantly reduced India's petroleum export bill by 13.3 billion dollar. Okay, because although India has emerged as a major petroleum exporter, but in the value has started falling. Okay, so sector specific growth, there is notable growth in certain sectors such as electronic. Okay, because that PLI scheme launched by the government, the ongoing conflict in Europe post February 22 initially spiked commodity price, affecting export revenue before they began to decline. Challenges and opportunity lie ahead. Challenges: decline in labor intensive sector, export in sector like gems and jewelry and textiles have significantly decreased, needing strategic focus and revive this industry because they are the major labor intensive industry in India where major labor force is employed, and in case they become slow it will have impact on the employment situation in the country. Global instability, ongoing geopolitical tension and uneven global economic growth pose risk to sustained export growth. Opportunities: global economic recovery with global growth projected at 3.2% in 2024 by the S&P Global. There is potential for increased demand for Indian exports. Bilateral trade agreement: India's ongoing negotiations and agreement with major economy can enhance export opportunity and drive growth in various sectors because India is on a path of development or negotiating. Okay, so global economic recovery, with global recovery projected at 3.2% in 2024 by the S&P Global, there is potential for increased demand for Indian exports. While the trade agreement, Indian ongoing negotiation agreement with major economy can enhance export opportunity and drive growth in various sectors. Impact of GI certified products. NABARD initiated a study to evaluate the impact of geographical indication products. So, okay, so this study aims to assess the benefit received by artisans and producers due to GI tag. In India, GI registration is governed by the Geographical Indication of Goods Registration and Protection Act 1999, administered by the Register of Geographical Indications. It identifies agricultural, natural, and manufactured goods, providing legal protection for 10 years, which is renewable. Indian next is Indian high food inflation. In 2023, while world food price experienced a significant decline from their 2022 height, India saw persistently high food inflation reaching 9.5% in December 2023. This contrasts sharply with the global inflation of 10.1% during the same period, when it is in negative minus 10% deflation around the world, but in India it is 9.5% in the higher side. Factor contributing to the drop in global food price include an abundant supply of key corn. Bumper harvest in 2023, particularly of wheat, resulted in a surplus in the global market, contrasting with concern over supply disruption in 2022. Improved supply from Russia and Ukraine. Despite disruptions, both countries maintained wheat export, easing supply anxiety. Lower demand for vegetable oil, increased vegetable oil supply, and reduced use of biofuel production led to an approximately 33% drop in the UN's vegetable price index. Slowing demand, high inflation, economic recession fears reduce consumer demand, particularly in major food importing regions, decreasing import. Okay. Uh, an abundant supply key factors: low demand for vegetable oil, slowing demand, high inflation, economic recession fears reduce consumer demand, particularly in major food importing regions, decreasing import demand and lowering global prices. India's high food inflation amid falling global food prices can be attributed to several factors. Why, when the global scenario, the food price is on recession, why it is increasing in India? Limited transmission of global prices. While world food price decrease, India remain elevated due to limited transmissions of international price domestic market, except for edible oil and pulses, which are two major import items by India, because edible oil and pulses are the two major import item by India. Export ban and import duties. The Indian government imposed ban on certain food export and provided import duty waivers, reducing global market influence on domestic prices. Domestic production challenges. Weather conditions affecting crop yield, particularly for cereals, pulses, and sugar, contributed to supply shortages and higher price domestically. Low stock level for commodities like wheat and sugar exacerbated price pressure. Food inflation in India is primarily calculated using the consumer price index for food and beverages, a key measure tracking price changes of a typical consumer basket. Food carries a weightage of 44.9% of the CPI, but its contribution to overall inflation has risen from 48% in April 2022 to 67% in November 2023. recent data from the government's household consumption survey indicate a decline in food share of the consumption basket, dropping below 50% for rural consumers and 39% for the urban consumer. Food inflation in India is primarily calculated using the consumer price index (CPI) for food and beverages, a key measure tracking price changes of typical consumer basket. Food carries a weightage of 45.9% in the consumer price index, but its contribution to overall inflation has risen from 48% in April 22 to 67% in November 2023. That means that is responsible for the reflection of the food price inflation in India. Then Goldman Environmental Prize, Alok Shukla, a forest and tribal rights activist of Chhattisgarh, Bachao Andolan, has won the 2024 Goldman Environmental Prize for its campaigning saving over 4 lakh acres of forest in Chhattisgarh's Hasdev Aryan region from 21 planned coal mines. The Hasdev Aryan forest, spread across 1.70 lakh hectares in Chhattisgarh, are vital for biodiversity, home to 25 endangered species, 92 bird species, 167 rare plants. The Hasdev River, fed by these forests, irrigates 7,41,000 acres of farmland. Chhattisgarh, with 44% forest cover, ranks third in India. The award, also known as the Green Nobel, is given by the Goldman Environmental Foundation to grassroots environmental leaders worldwide, with winners receiving $2 lakh. Ethylene, two individuals were apprehended in Hyderabad for using an artificial ripening agent, ethylene, on mangoes. Authorities stated that the use of such chemicals breach FASI guidelines and pose health risks, including skin burn, irritation, inflammation, lung irritation, heavy metal poisoning, and neurological issue when consumed. But this is being used. Ethylene is a colorless, flammable, and lighter thin air hydrocarbon gas with a sweet, musky odor and chemical formula C2H4, C2C is equal to S2O, H CH2. It is the simplest alkaline and second simplest unsaturated hydrocarbon. Ethylene is a plant hormone that regulates growth and senescence, and is used in agriculture to ripen fruits and germinate seeds. As a fruit matures, it produces ethylene to signal ripening. Ethylene is also widely used in the chemical industry, and the world produces more ethylene than any other organic compound. Polyethylene is produced using ethylene. Then the balanced fertilization, the promotion of balanced fertilization will be a crucial agricultural priority for the incoming. Okay, so balanced fertilization, the promotion of balanced fertilization will be a crucial agricultural priority for the incoming government post Lok Sabha election. Balanced fertilization discourages farmer from applying excessive of fertilizer having only primary nutrients in high concentrations such as urea or nitrogen, diammonium phosphate, or muriate of potash. About fertilization, balanced fertilization refers to the process of applying essential nutrients to crops in the right proportion. The nutrients are supplied taking into consideration the soil type and the specific requirement of the crop at different growth stages. Essential nutrients supplied: primary nutrients, which includes nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash, NPK. Secondary nutrition, which includes sulfur, calcium, and magnesium. Micronutrient, which includes iron, zinc, copper, manganese, boron, and molybdenum. Challenges related to balanced fertilization: price control leading to lower price of single nutrient like rich fertilizers, restoration of price control of non-urea fertilizer like the diammonium phosphate has led to lowering of its price as compared to other nutrient balance complex fertilizer like the 10 26 26 and 11 12 32 16 NPK complex fertilizer. So single fertilizer or complex fertilizer, the complex are mixed fertilizer that combine all. price control leading to this the vague fixing of price. The fertilizer price are vaguely fixed without considering the market demand and supply. For example, the market of potassium price is not feasible either for the farmer for direct application in the field nor to the fertilizer farm from a complex fertilizer. Hence, it is not being used in the farms, leading to potassium deficiency. Okay, because it is too costly, 40 rupees per kg or 4,000 rupees per quintal. So scheme launched by the government to promote balanced fertilization. The government launched a nutrient-based subsidy scheme to promote balanced fertilization in the country. About this, the nutrient-based subsidy system was instituted in April 2010 to promote balanced fertilization. Under it, the government fixed a per kg subsidy for NPK and S. Aims of this system aim to encourage product innovation and steer farms towards using complex fertilizer that contain a balanced mix of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, and other nutrients in appropriate proportion. Impact of NBS between 2009-10 and 2011-12, there is a decline in the consumption of DAP and MOP fertilizers, while there is an increase in the use of NPKs complex and single superphosphate. Design for failure, nutrient-based subsidy scheme failed due to its exclusion of urea. Despite the introduction of NBS, urea consumption continued to rise steadily as its maximum retail price remained controlled with only marginal increase. And the cheapest fertilizer, urea, was available to the Indian farmers. Okay, so reason for failure, the nutrient-based subsidy scheme failed due to its exclusion of urea. Despite the introduction of NBS, the nutrient-based subsidy scheme, urea consumption continued to rise steadily as its maximum retail price uh, was under control. Okay, I did the cheapest fertilizer in the country. Okay. Then come to the answer writing. Engineering graduate in India are increasingly moving into service sector, job not directly to their technical domain. Critical analyze this trend from the perspective of India's economic growth strategy as well as relevance of engineering education. Okay, so in recent years, India has observed a notable trend of engineering graduates diversifying into service sector jobs, diverging from their core technical domain. This movement is emblematic of broader shift in the job market and economic priority, as well as the evolving nature of engineering education. Thus, mismatch between the graduate and technical jobs, despite producing a large number of engineering graduates annually, only a small fraction secure job in the technical field. This is attributed to the mismatch between the skill imparted by the engineering education and the evolving requirement of the job market. Adoption of cutting edge technology. Okay, so dominant role of the service sector. The service sector contribute to India's GDP surpass 50%, so causing significance in turning economic growth. The sector not only attracts substantial foreign investment, but also plays a critical role in employment generation and export contribution. Government initiative and digital transformation initiatives like the Digital India and the Smart City are testament to the government's commitment to leveraging the service sector as a growth engine. These efforts aims to enhance India's share in the global service market and stimulate broader economic expansion. Relevance and evolution of engineering education, broadening of skill sets, the traditional engineering curriculum focus on technical skill is increasingly being complemented by training in critical thinking, problem solving, and adaptability. These skills are proving invaluable in non-technical roles within the service sector, demonstrating the versatility of engineering education. Interdisciplinary knowledge and soft skill, the trend underscores the need for engineering education to evolve, emphasizing interdisciplinary knowledge and the development of soft skill. This approach aims to prepare graduates for a wider area of career path, including those in emerging sectors like fintech and edutech. Hmm. Yeah. ତାପରେ ଅଛି ପଇସା 1100 ଟଙ୍କାର ଗୋଟେ ମଜୁରୀ କରୁଛି ସରିଗଲା ଦେଇକି ପଇସା ଯେ ସରିଗଲା Okay, interdisciplinary knowledge and soft skill. The trend underscores the need for engineering education to evolve, emphasizing interdisciplinary knowledge and the development of soft skill. This approach aims to prepare graduate for the wider area of careers, because right now domain knowledge is losing its significance and students are going beyond the domain to different areas. The trend of engineering graduates moving into service sector job reflects a dynamic shift in India's job market and the adaptability of the workforce, while it highlights the critical role of the service sector in India's economic strategy. It also underscores the need for engineering education to evolve in response to the changing industry demand. By fostering a curriculum that balances technical experience with soft skill and interdisciplinary knowledge, India can ensure its engineering graduates remain a vital asset in both traditional and emerging sector. This balanced approach will not only enhance the employability of graduates but also contribute to the sustainable growth of the economy, leveraging the full potential of its educated workforce in a rapidly evolving global landscape. So, engineering is good, but it should be made job oriented, or the value addition should be there. So, engineering graduates should explore to other areas. So, thank you for watching. Keep watching regularly to update yourself. Thank you.